So, here's an idea. How about we stop with photo manipulations and stop with the catfishing? It's getting out of hand. It's getting irritating. It's getting so annoying. And, I've been seeing that a lot here lately, these past couple of years, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, right? I've seen on the dating sites. I remember not that long ago, like 7, 8 years ago, where you get on some dating sites and there's 100 profiles, maybe 7 or 8 of them are bullshit. They're catfish, and they were pretty obvious. Like the seven of them were pretty obvious. Only one of them was actually a good catfish, right? But most of them you could tell right away. You stole this picture, you did this, blah blah blah, whatever. It's pretty easy to tell the catfish right away. But nowadays, man, the catfishers are getting good. They're getting good. They're taking photos that you can't really Google image search them somehow. I'm guessing they're getting them off OnlyFans or whatever, and they're somehow stealing OnlyFans photos, and they're putting that up and claiming that as their own or something like that. Excuse me. And it's getting out of hand on dating sites and anything, anywhere in general. And I'm talking about the straight up catfish where you steal somebody's pictures, but now I might be misusing the word catfish, but I feel like it's catfishy. People are using their own photos, but they're misconstruing them and manipulating the photo to a point to where it's really not even them anymore. It still technically is them, the same eyes, features, and all that other shit, but they're manipulating it to the point. It's just okay, there's a technique called, I remember looking up years ago, called turkey necking, right? So, if let's say right now I'm like 300 pounds, I'm overweight as all get out, but I want to make myself look skinny. I want to make if you're 300 pounds, your face is like puffed up more than likely. What you could do is, and don't use this and start catfishing people with it. It's gonna piss me off if I find out you got this idea from me. What they'll do is they'll take a photo overhead, and they'll take a photo overhead. So one, already I'm making myself look slimmer when I'm okay. So here's an overhead shot. See how my lower face gets slimmer, right? When I'm doing this, makes my forehead look bigger though. But you do an overhead shot, right? But if you can manipulate your chin and your neck a certain way, you can do what's called turkey necking, right? To where it makes your face look skinnier, but to a point to where it's not blatantly obvious like this. You don't look weird. So what they'll do is they'll stretch their neck out. See, look what happens when I chin, right? When I stretch my neck out, and I might even do this, poke the chin out. That makes me look slimmer. That makes me look like I have a stronger jawline. My chin looks bigger. My jawline looks more defined, and I look like I've lost 50 pounds overnight. If you're overweight, right? If you're massively over, if you're not overweight and you go to do the turkey neck, you're just gonna look weird. You're just gonna look odd. Why is your corners of your mouth the jawline is this close to the corners of your mouth? It's because you're not actually overweight and you're trying to turkey neck. But when you're overweight and you do that, it'll work. It make you look way skinnier, and that, and also to fitness influencers, there's one thing about posing and putting yourself in the best light to accurately, I barely got that word out, accurately represent yourself. But there's another thing to make it look, again, completely different with the body type and the shaping and whatnot. So YouTubers, what they'll do is to give them the Adonis effect, to make themselves look, especially men, try to make their shoulders look super broad and their waistline tapered, right? What they could do is they'll take a picture and they'll lean drastically forward, and then they'll do a stomach vacuum. That's where you suck your stomach in, and then you flex. When you do a stomach vacuum, it tapers in your waistline a little bit, and if you're really good at it, you can taper it a lot with that. And then you flex your ab muscles. Your ab squares show through immaculately. And when you're leaning forward, and if you do a workout too, you pump up the shoulders, you can make yourself look even more tapered. You're leaning forward, your shoulders are pumped up, and then you get the Adonis effect going. And then you look like you put on 40 pounds of muscle overnight, And I've seen YouTubers actually demonstrate this. This one guy made himself look like he was fat as all get out. He had no muscle tone. And then he went and did a bunch of weightlifting, and all in the same day, he went from 60 pounds overweight to he had a damn, six pack, and he was like almost ready to step on stage and maybe not necessarily win, but at least place in a decent ranking in a local bodybuilding competition. It's insane, and I'm grateful for these YouTubers showing this, so that way you can kind of study and see through the lies and the deceit. And it's just so damn deceitful, and it makes people, it hurts people like, who are quote unquote just trying to strive and do better. And this is why you shouldn't you misrepresent yourself, because then you can hurt somebody else who is really looking for inspiration, and they're trying to be like you. Maybe they view you as like their Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like, oh, I want to be like so and so, and you're misrepresenting yourself like crazy, and you're putting out there, I only work out 3 times a week, 30 minutes at a time, and I eat McDonald's cheeseburgers. You're shooting that person. You're kind of destroying their not necessarily their dreams. I mean, you kind of are destroying their dreams, but their motivation, because they think, I'll never be able to do that. And they think that their physique or their genetics are way worse than what it actually is, because you're not putting it out there as accurately as you should be. You misrepresent yourself like crazy, right? And yeah, and I'm sick of that. I'm tired of that. Everybody is getting on and doing this, it irritates me to no end when I see this, because I see people get disheartened too, who are trying to be legitimate. They're too damn legit to quit, right? And they're getting disheartened, and now I've been one of these people too, where I get disheartened. But then I did my research, and I started seeing people, and it's just all like lies, manipulations, Hang on. So anyways, that was work. I'm about to get back to it here soon. But anyways, where was that? Oh, it irritates me to no end, and it needs to stop on all fronts. I've been catfished on dates where somebody misrepresented themselves. They showed me pictures from them from 5 years and 100 pounds ago, and then I meet them in person. I'm like, you're not the same person that you see in the pictures. And, not to get on the debate, but yes, attraction isn't everything, but it is a part of the equation for relationships and dating and romance. Let's not kid ourselves here. Let's not be so body positive that we're dumping our brains out onto the pavement. Let's not do that, right? And then on top of that, you see these influencers manipulating the way they look. I've actually been told, because I'm so against this, some of you who follow me on Instagram, I post pictures all the time where I've been working out and showing my progress and whatnot. But I don't misrepresent myself. I actually kind of shoot myself in the foot a little bit, which I'm kind of proud of in a sense. I met up with a buddy of mine. He's a big bodybuilder guy too, and he's mastered the art of really representing himself well. Because when you see him in person, he looks almost exactly the same than when you see him on social media, and that's what we need. But when we met up, he kind of looked at me. He's like, "Dude, you're swole, man." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." I thought he was just being positive, which he was. But he told me, "Yeah, man. When I see your pictures online and when I see what you post online, I thought, okay, yeah, dude's getting there. He's building. He's getting there, but he ain't there yet. But when I see you in person, you misrepresent yourself, man. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, man." And he told me some of the errors of my posing and whatnot. Like, when you're posing, how are you flexing? And I'm like, unless I'm doing an arm shot, I don't really flex. If you see poses of me, when I post pictures of my chest or whatever, I'm not flexing and whatnot. There's been a couple of times where I might post a picture right after a workout where I'm a little bit pumped up, right? But I rarely do that. Usually most of my workout pictures I post before the workout, because again, I don't want to misrepresent. And he's like, "Nah, man, you got to work on that. That way, if you want to accurately represent yourself." And I'm like, I get it. That's cool and all, but I'd rather look better in person than better online, And I think more people need to adopt that mentality, I mean, it's okay if you're representing yourself right on par. That's perfectly all right. That's cool. Do that. But for me, I think I'll stick to just, underplaying it online, and then when you see me in person, like, oh damn, what? You you look like you bench press 300 pounds online, but I see you in person, you look like you bench press 400. All right, yeah, that's what's up. Excuse me. But yeah, no, and I just wanted to put this out there because I've been seeing way too much of it, and and I know this YouTube channel is mainly for LGBTQ community, but I see a lot of it in the community, everywhere you go, and yeah, and it's disheartening, and it needs to stop. It's getting irritating. It really is, in all fronts, in dating and looking for encouragement online. It's getting insane. Stop it. Stop it, catfishers. Stop it, scammers. Stop it, con artists. Like that. You're all the above when you do things like this. You're all the above. Fucking quit it. All right, I've had my 2 cents about that. Peace. I'm out.